we back. You feel me? Welcome to another episode of Unofficially Retired, man. I'm your host, Judah the Shooter. Um, this is my first time doing like pure New York Giants content. So we're gonna see how this play out. I'm about to start doing this a lot more often. Um, that's really it, man. I give y'all the full NFL script. Thursdays we go live at 5. You know what I'm saying? During the NFL season. But I think on some other days I'm gonna start giving y'all the New York Giants takes and how I feel about stuff going on. So, you're not a Giants fan or just don't like to hear me talk, this might not be for you, but it's for me and people that are Giants fans and people that like to hear me talk. So let's get it rocking and rolling, man. As y'all can see from the title, Dexter Lawrence wants out of New York, and I thought it was just a money situation. More and more details coming out today. It's looking more than a money situation for them. For him, let me say that. Paul Schwartz, as you know, if you tapped in with the Giants, it said that, excuse me, when he talks, we listen. So when he said that $28 million, contract would be the thing that kind of gets them out of this, he said that's dead now. Let me give it to you verbatim because I know that sounded a little crazy. Let me give it to you verbatim what Paul Schwartz had to say. Says Dexter Lawrence no longer wants a new deal from the New York Giants. That $28 million solution is off the board. His time with the Giants is over, a source said. Now, Paul Schwartz didn't say that part, but a source said that. This is a little rough. It's a little rough as a Giants fan, man. You know what Dex means to the franchise. You know what he means to that defense, to be honest. But I guess this is kind of just my soapbox about the whole thing. You know what I mean? So we'll go. I got my notes, man. I got my notes in order. I'm really trying to get enlightened on this situation and also let some things off my chest in regards to this situation. So let's start with the pros and the cons of this. So start with the pros. Not very many of them. The pros of trading Dex is draft capital. You're gonna get hopefully a boatload of draft capital. If you can't get that, I think he just has to stay on the team at least for another year. Says what it is. Cap space. You free up. I think I was just on the spot rack. Maybe $14, $15 million in cap space. Not nothing crazy. All the free agents are pretty much gone now. And all the ones you get after the draft, ain't really gonna be even worth that much. So, it's all right. It's cool amount of money, but you can't do shit with it. Unless you're gonna sign somebody like Kevin Zeitler, give him 1 year 10, and then you just got $5 million held over or whatever. You get to start a new regime with players who are actually bought in. So the confusing thing to me about this Dex situation is like, bro, you sat through years of Daniel Jones, sat through years of Joe Shane, Brian Daboll, and now is the time where you going out. Like, I get it. Everybody has their moment. Everybody has their day. Whereas enough is enough. But I think you've been through worse times, my brother, and it's starting to look up. And now you want out when it's starting to look up. That's just the confusing part to me. Like, I don't understand that. You got a Hall of Fame coach. You got a quarterback that you believe in. You got number one wide receiver. You got some edge help. You getting double teamed doing that, but shit, that results in Brian Burns having 16 and a half sacks last year. Abdul Carter started to come on at the end of the year. I'm not sure, bro. I don't really get it. I mean, I get your teammates are not the entire organization. There's other things that go on in the building, but I really feel like you've been through worse. And choosing now to be steadfast or like standing on business about your contract is a little weird to me. Like, just completely honest, it's a little weird to me. And it's even weirder that you asked for the more money after you had a down year. I put it in quotes for anybody who can't see me. A down year, but by your standards. Like I think that's a little rough to come in there and say, "Hey, I need more money now." Like last year, y'all gave me them incentives. Cool. I got like $1 million of them incentives. I want more, and I want guaranteed. I want the big bucks. And it's so hard as an organization to be like, sure, I give it to you, especially coming off a down year and you came into camp out of shape. Now, granted, they said Dayball's training camp is like a country club. So you didn't do anything in training camp, from what I heard. So you went into the season out of shape. I get it, but you partially have to take some blame for that. You're a grown ass man. You're a grown ass man. Know you play football for a living. You should not just require training camp to get in shape. Oh, this is the only way I can get in shape. Not really. Not at all. But I got off topic a little bit. Those were all the pros of trading Dexter Lawrence that I could find. I don't see very many more, to be honest. It's not a pleasant thing having to trade him. So let's move on to the cons. The first con is you lose Dexter Lawrence. Like just point blank period. Like he's still top 5 in his position. Point blank period. Even off his down year. You know what I mean? Like he's still elite. And I think, you know, you should pay good football players on your team. That's just it. Like and I'm gonna get to Joe Shane later, but we know the story. He lets good football players walk out the door. And I think he thinks because you can just replace them. You can't. Some people are not that easily replaceable, Joe. I wish somebody would tell him that. Like, hey, can't just replace him with a rookie that ain't earned nothing, that ain't did nothing in this league. You're gonna trade him for a first and use that first to draft a D lineman. Just pay the man. Another con is your defensive tackle room goes from 32nd in the league to hell. Just simply that. This D tackle room is probably the worst in the league with Dexter Lawrence in it. And he top 5. So I mean you have zero help outside of that. So you make what was like a half of a hole, like a full hole. And I say half of a hole because Dex was there. You just really needed a solid, like run stopping D tackle to put next to him, and I think that would have been all right. Like everything would have worked out. Everything would have been cool. Now taking him out of this, it leaves a massive hole. Like no pun intended, it leaves a massive hole in the middle of that line. Like I don't even know a word to represent how bad that defensive tackle room would be. Like none at all. I ain't got no words for it. Yeah, even if you add DJ Reader and Shelby Harris, like that gets you somewhere. Not where you were. You're still worse in the D tackle room. I think Dexter Lawrence is that good. Like he's head and shoulders better than both of them put together. So you ain't doing nothing but create more holes, and we already done got that many draft picks. So I guess just figure it out as we go along, as we've been doing apparently. Move on. He's a leader in the locker room. That's another con of losing Dex. He is a leader in the locker room. I don't think he's much of a vocal leader, but I appreciate lead by example guys too. I don't have to say much if you see the work I put in while I'm here. If you see how I go out there and give my all while I'm out there. Like, not only is he a leader in the locker room, the other leaders around this team and around this locker room are watching how you as an organization are treating this situation. Now, I said a lot of things earlier about him being through years of Daniel Jones and just poorly run franchises. Everybody has their breaking point. And I think if you offer him a crazy bag, he's staying. But I think it's more like pain and suffering pay. Like, bro, I've been sitting here through this tragically for however long. Um, I need some bread. I have one playoff appearance since I've been here, since I've been in the league. First round win, it was beautiful. I was expecting to keep that going. It didn't happen. We've been bad majority of the time I've been here. Y'all traded my best friend and Leo. Y'all traded Julian Love. I watched them go win Super Bowls. Y'all traded Saquon, who I was cool with. I watched them go win a Super Bowl. Traded or you let McKinney walk in free agency. I watched him lead the league in picks in Green Bay and have, I don't want to call it playoff success, but like sustained regular season success to the point where playoffs is kind of a understood thing. So I feel Dex where he coming from for sure, but I don't know. It's a tough spot. I'll get to the Giants organization later. I think I'll stay on Dex right now. Back to what I was saying. Leaders in the locker room just kind of see and hear. They see and hear everything that goes on with the organization, and you don't. It's like a clique, bro. The most talented players on your team are probably the closest as well. Like, it's just you get me, I get you. As far as understanding, like, you understand me, I understand you, because we're both high level athletes in the NFL. And no, not all NFL. I'm talking about NFL standards. Some people might say all NFL athletes are high level athletes. They are, but there's levels to this. Let's get into the comments of Brian Burns. Like when I said leaders hear and see everything. Brian Burns said to Ryan Dunleavy, Dex is a huge locker room presence. It's been a little weird without him here and knowing the uncertainty of the business of what he's going through. It would be a huge loss to lose him. He's a vocal leader. A lot of the guys look up to him. Hell, I look up to him at times. You don't ever want to lose a guy like that. And that is the synopsis, basically, what he said. He said that verbatim, but I think that's a synopsis because he said a lot of other things like, I don't want to see nobody else in that number 97 besides Dex. Whatever we got to do to figure it out, we need to figure it out. Things like that. So obviously he's on board. Brian Burns has been super solid, been to me a great leader since he's been here. And I think he wants to retire here as well. But same thing with Dex. As he saw you push out his friends, Brian Burns and others will look at you push out theirs. Or other talented guys that just want to get paid. They don't want nothing crazy. They just want to get paid their value. The leaders in the team are going to start to take notice, man. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be pretty if things continue to go like this. But speaking of that, let's kind of move on to the Joe Shane part where it's like, you continue to let your best players walk. Like, I understand you said a few years ago we were not in a position to pay a running back. Cool. I'm not even really mad at the Saquon thing. I don't know if I've ever said that publicly. I'm not mad at that. Letting Saquon walk is what it is. Like, yeah, it is what it is. I agree with him when he says we didn't have the things we had before. I mean, that we have now before in order to, like, make sure Saquon was as successful as possible. Like, I'm going to pay you $14 million as a running back, 14, 15 a year for us to still be bad. And it's like, yes, you're a talented player and you are going to make us better, but how much better? So I get that. But then the guys like Xavier McKinney and things of that nature, like, I'm sorry. I was told I'm shaking my camera a lot. Maybe I'm just too close to the desk. That might be what it is. I'm sorry, guys. Chair probably hitting the desk. But yeah, sorry. I think Joe Shane got a little bit of a problem, bro. He just thinks everybody's replaceable, and you can let your best player walk, save that money, and then use it on somebody else to spend a whole bunch of money. Like, is I don't know. It's kind of pointless to me. Just pay the ones that's already here. Pay some of your guys. Like, you use the excuse of wanting to be flexible, have kept flexibility. You've done a great job of managing to me, managing and fixing the cap over the last couple years. Um, we don't have that problem in the future. Like, we don't have really anybody under contract for 27, 28, like besides the rookies and Brian Burns and Andrew Thomas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have anybody under contract. There's plenty of money. Give him a little bit of money. Let him play for what he planned for this year. Give him an extension. Let increase his cap next year. Like, increase his guarantees next year or something like that. Increase the signing bonus. Because I do think it is kind of, like I said earlier, it is kind of pain and suffering pay. So it's like, bro, look what I've been through and look how I still produced. Even given the circumstances y'all continue to put me in. So I thought like Donna Ponte and John Harbaugh being there would kind of change some of these things. And it still might. This ain't a foregone conclusion that he's gone. But it's looking like Shane is still running the show as far as whether or not we should retain these players or not. So I don't know how I feel about that because he hasn't been very good at that in the past. Mm, Dexter Lawrence is probably our best defensive player. Just flat out, like, not projecting with Abdul Carter and not overreacting to Brian Burns' amazing year last year. Game in, game out. Dexter Lawrence is our best defender. So you letting him walk out the door is not easy. And like I said earlier, I made small mention of it. Trading the defensive tackle just to draft another one is a little weird. It's a little rough. Like, you traded an all pro to get a rookie that we know nothing about what he's going to be in the NFL. I rather the proven commodity. How the Rams feel, fuck them picks. That's how I feel in some regards. I rather the proven commodity at certain positions. All this upside shit is for quarterbacks and shit like that. Let them project. Oh yeah, he did this, so we could build a whole offense around him, and we gonna do this. Dex is a dominant force and a monster, regardless of the scheme. Like, you build a defense around him as far as players. I don't really think as far as play calls and scheme. I think he'll do what he do regardless. Zero tech, one tech, it don't matter. Dex gonna do what he gonna do. I think. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm rambling a little bit. Sorry. Like I said, first time doing this too. So I have my life in order next time. You feel me? But those just rocking with me, my couple people that's in here, I appreciate y'all. I will say if he doesn't want to be here, like, not just money, and it's really gotten that sour, which it seems like everybody is saying right now. You gotta trade him. You gotta trade him to get max value. Because I think so this is what I struggle with. Like, if you don't want to be here, you have to trade him to get max value because if if you try to trade him next year, two things. He either decided to sit out and nobody's gonna trade that high for some, like, give you that much value for somebody that didn't play a full year and then the year prior had a down year, quote unquote. So they're not gonna give up that much and they still gotta pay him. Like, They definitely not doing that. So then you lose value as an organization as far as trading him goes. Um, and then even if he does play this year, he doesn't decide to sit out. If he plays and plays well, he's still gonna want out. Like regardless. And because at that point he'll have 1 year left on his deal, I think teams would be a little more willing to we'll just ride this one out. You either let him go for nothing or you give me him for a little something. Like, I think that's why if you don't want to be here, bro, you gotta go ahead and get rid of him. To be honest, but I think the Giants got all the leverage on paper. On paper. You're on a contract for 2 more years. I gave you an extension a few years ago. You agreed to it. You know this. You know how the market works. Every year, somebody's gonna reset the market. You got an extension a few years ago, bro. It ain't really your turn to reset the market. Guys that reset the market had insane years, and people gonna think they get nothing but better, so they pay them for what they're gonna do, or that's pretty much it. Like they pretty much get paid for what they gonna do, bro. Like, and I think that goes into how the Giants kind of view him. Like I don't know if they view him as he's going. That was one down year, and it's gonna get better. It's gonna go back to what it was, or that was a down year, and that's what to come. That's what's to come. So I think it's a lot of real conversations to be had. But I do think the Giants got all the leverage on paper. 2 years under contract, bro. You stuck. Just is what it is. Let's see what else I got on here. Say that. Yeah. I had a comment that I thought about earlier. Like, let's read the question. Why won't he just play this year for the guarantees? Because he doesn't have any guarantees, but he's gonna get his full check, like his full contract. He's gonna get this year. Well, I think it's 21 million. He's gonna get it. Like, unless you just get hurt or something and they try to do some weird shit, like you're gonna get paid that money regardless. So why not just play this year out, go back to dominating, wait till we load it with bread next year, re-up next year. You got a new regime, you should get some dubs. You tired of going or not going to the playoffs. This new regime should get you close or in the playoffs. I think expectation is playoffs for me. So this new regime should get you there. Should be able to coach up the players that just needed a little help that you viewed as talented over there. Draft you some more, sign some more. Like we didn't have no linebackers. We got Tremaine Edmonds. Like I think that's a huge upgrade from Bobby Okereke, in my opinion. Like things are looking up for this team. Why don't you just play out this contract, make the money, and then get paid crazy? Because somebody gonna probably come close to resetting the market next year anyway, or at the end of this year anyway. So why not just wait until they reset it again, and you probably get to 35? I think you're looking for. I've been hearing reports 32. I've been hearing 35. I don't know, but I think that's a little easier to manage for both parties. Hey, let's just work this out, add more incentives again. I'm gonna come into training camp healthy. I'm gonna dominate. I'm gonna try to get paid. And then if y'all don't want to pay me again, I mean, then I guess I would hold out completely. My opinion. I'll hold in or hold out and see what they're gonna do. Because you already not getting super high trade value, in my opinion. Like I know they want a first. Um, and I think that's where the conversation starts with. I'm not sure if they get the Quentin Williams deal because you still have to pay him. Still got to pay Dex. I mean, he's not just leaving because he don't like us. That's part of the reason. But a nice part of the reason is that paycheck. So you have to give up capital and pay him. That's literally what happens in the NBA all the time. And the trade value back is not much. Now these are two totally different sports, two totally different brands and companies. I get it. But if I still have to pay you, I'm not giving you the world, the sun, the moon, the stars. We got Brian Burns for a second and a fifth because he got $150 million when he got here. Brian Burns was worth more than a second and a fifth, in my opinion. Everybody thinks Joe Shane cooked with that trade. He did, but he also had to pay him. So Carolina Panthers wasn't getting the first for Brian Burns. It just is what it was. Like, it just is what it is. So I don't know. That's a question I definitely had about Dex. Like, why not just play the next year, or shit, not the next two, but like even if they do an extension mid-year, like it's an extension, bro. You could do it at any time. I could tear up your contract and give you a new one at any time if I want to. Like, I don't get it. I don't get that part, and I don't get why when things are starting to go positive, he's like, yeah, I'm out. And I think my last question, because I'm gonna get out of here. Last question is he really gonna hold out or in? Because that goes right back to what I just said with the trade situation, where it's like you you did not play all year if you hold out. You hold in, you just show up to things and you say my back hurts because they can't really discover whether or not your back hurts. So you say, hey, my back hurt. They can't prove that. And then you just don't play. That's what a hold in is. And then a hold out that you're not at the facility at all, for my people that don't know. So if you decide to hold out or in, regardless, you're not playing. So you're gonna miss a whole year. And then, like I said earlier, the last time we saw you play, you had a down year by your standards. How much you think somebody willing to pay? How much you think somebody willing to really give up as far as assets in a trade, as well as having to pay you? Like, that's the part I'm not sure if his agent thought all the way through. Now maybe I'm tripping, because how old is Dex? I think Dex 27, 28. Maybe I'm tripping. Is Dexter Lawrence? Dex is 28, born in November. So this is 29 season. He'll be 29. You don't play this year, be 30. I mean, I know D lineman and O lineman they can run until they about 35. So I get it, but I think it's just an NFL thought process that once you hit 30, unless you're playing quarterback, you're on a decline. So, like, how much are you willing to test? And I was talking to my girl about it today, and she keeps reminding me, like, hey, he want to be traded, but grass ain't always greener. And I think she makes a great point. Hey, if I want to trade you to the Arizona Cardinals because they want to give me the best trade package, you're gone to the Arizona Cardinals. You didn't want to be here. It didn't matter where you wanted to be after that. You just didn't want to be here. If I trade you to the Cleveland Browns because they got decent amount of draft picks and they want to, throw me some for you. If they give me the best package and you don't want to be here and I know I'm gonna get rid of you, you going to Cleveland, nigga. If the Jets, who was loaded on draft picks this year and next, hey, I want to replace Quentin Williams that I just traded to Dallas, and I give you not exactly what I got back, but I give you something, something small, something not too crazy, or not even something small, something smaller than what I gave up, because it'd be dumb to give up the shit you got in a trade just for him. You could have just tried to trade player for player and threw something else in there. But if I want to see you across the street to the Jets, nigga, you a Jet. That's no longer on you. A organization deciding to honor your request of where you want to go is like I've been here 10 years, straight loyalist. We still ain't going nowhere in these 10 years. And I think we all think it's best for me to move on. Like that type of situation is not what's going on in the Giants building right now. Your agent is publicly saying that you don't really fuck with these folks. You don't really rock with them like that. So if that's the case, then why would I do you any favors? Sure, that's the only favor I'm gonna do is let you out of here. But where is my determination? I can send you to football hell if I want to. The Giants did that shit to Odell. The reason we have you, the trade for Odell from Cleveland, sent his ass right to Cleveland. One of the picks ended up being you. So you are living proof that one, the Giants will send their best player to football purgatory if it's not working out for them, or if that player seems a little ungrateful. And I'm talking as the organization. I ain't saying you ungrateful. They will send your ass to football purgatory. And I don't think like lightning a strike twice, but you maybe not at the position, but we can get someone who is an all pro via a draft pick if we, pick right. Basically, Odell got traded to football purgatory in Cleveland. We got you, an all pro defensive tackle. If you get traded to football purgatory in Miami, Arizona, Cleveland, there's a possibility that the first round pick that came from you could be another all pro. It might just be at a different position. I think it's hard to make lightning strike twice, but it's possible. So I think that right there is the end of my Dexter Lawrence soapbox. My notes was all over the place. My head was all over the place. Sorry, y'all, but I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. What we gonna do on here? We gonna hit this one time for y'all. Y'all go ahead like subscribe. I'm on the road to 400. I'm at 307, I believe. Let's check right now. We at 308. We got a new one. We up one. You feel me? So we at 308. I got 92 more, man. We on the road to 400. I appreciate all of y'all. I honestly do. Yeah, man, that's all I got. More Giants content coming to y'all on random days. Oh yeah, and I know I said I'm bad at being consistent, but we got 2 days in a row on this joint. Hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm finna get up out of here.